Okay, Love, Simon is a gay anthem. A gay theatrical film. A gay one. But fear not, I won't give away any spoilers just yet, so if you haven't seen it yet, don't worry, I'll tell you when to stop watching. So let's get started. Love, Simon is the first gay theatrically released movie where A, was not in a foreign language, Netflix, B, where the gay person didn't end up dying, Netflix, 100, C, had actual well-known actors and actresses like Nick Robinson, Josh Duhamel, Jennifer Garner, Catherine Langford, all of these actors that have been featured in other movies. And D, it was in modern time. This film is the representation that young queer kids need and deserve. It is so important to have gay leads and storylines in feature films with an actual happy ending. The LGBTQ+ youth need that. If young gay me would have seen this film, I would have not only had the courage to come out to you guys a lot sooner, but to myself. If you take a little gander into the LGBTQ+ section of Netflix, you'll only find low-budget foreign films that aren't in English. The love is very forbidden. Plus, basically all of them end on a bad note where they either die, convert back to the straights, or unhappily marry someone that they didn't want to marry. Actually, last night I went to go rewatch The Fosters on Netflix, and I saw at the very top of Netflix that it had something that was like, explore other LGBTQ+ TV shows. And I was like, interesting, I've never seen that in the subgenres, because there's the movie version of that subgenre, but not under TV shows. So I got super excited and thought that I'd discover all these new gay TV shows. Little did I know there was like literally 7. There's a lot of them. There's a lot to choose from. A lot of subcategories for all these straight films. And then you go to the LGBTQ+ TV shows, and there's like 7. Tell me again why the LGBTQ+ community does not need representation. Anyway, we're getting a little off topic, back to Love, Simon. So I just got home from watching Love, Simon for the 3rd time this weekend. It is so real, high budget, impactful. The first time I saw it, I cried 8 separate times. It felt like a real normal movie. Okay, spoiler time, exit now, go watch it, go support it in your theater, see it multiple times, do not let it flop in the box office. The only way we're gonna get more movies like this is if it does well. So go see it 300 times, and once you've seen it, come back and start here. I'll even write in the description what time this is, so you can come back and just click on the time. So hey, welcome to the second part of the video. I'm glad you've seen the movie and that you could be here. So first, let's discuss the 6 things that made me cry or shed a tear during the movie. Number 1, the biggest tearjerker of the entire movie, in my opinion, was when Simon was talking to his mom. She had this huge speech about how she watched him for all these years, and it was like he was holding his breath and that he could finally exhale. The exhale line destroyed me. What makes it worse is that everyone in the theater, all 3 times I was watching, was bawling their eyes out too. And obviously when you hear other people cry, you cry even harder. Number 2 was when Simon was talking to his dad in the driveway. If you haven't guessed it yet, Love, Simon is my all-time favorite movie now. But before that, it was Safe Haven, which Josh Duhamel also starred in. So seeing him cry in this movie destroyed me ×3. And the fact that he cared so much about how he should not have missed the last 4 years of his life was like, oh. Number 3 was right after he got off FaceTime with Leah and found out that he got outed on Creek Secrets. That scene as a whole was heartbreaking. Having to watch Simon's emails get attached to the Creek Secrets post, and then him reading it, all his friends texting him, watching his world fall apart, and then having him throw his phone on the bed, fall down, and just roll around in bed crying with his pillow over his head, and just, oh my god. Right in the relatable feels. I think it's pretty safe to say that no matter how great your coming out process was, I don't want to say almost everyone, but almost everyone had a moment in their journey where something like that happened. And man, that tone that they used during that scene, oh my gosh. Whoever chose that for the movie deserves an Oscar, because I feel like that's what you hear when you're going through that moment. Number 4 was when he got his last email from Blue, and he quickly typed out a response so that Blue wouldn't stop talking to him, and when it's sent, or not sent, it said deleted permanently. Oh, this movie knows how to tug at the heartstrings. Like, man, he's on awkward terms with his family, he lost all of his friends, his best friend, he's outed to the whole school, and Blue's gone now. Like, man, that was like, whew, too real. Number 5 was a really unexpected cry, and it's when Simon's going on his last round of the Ferris wheel, and Bram runs up and tells the man to wait. And Simon was like, oh, I'm actually waiting for someone. And Bram's like, I know, it's me. Oh my god. Just that very end when Simon gets that happy ending that he deserves, that every queer person deserves. And when I saw it today, the theater was right full. And everyone started cheering and clapping and crying all at once at this part, and it just made me cry even harder than the first 2 times. And number 6, the last really notable part that I shed tears or cried during was when Simon pulled over and came out to Abby. It was so quiet, it was so raw. I basically went through that exact same scene the first time I ever came out to anyone. The way they exchanged I love yous, Abby, just everything. I also want to talk about the funniest moment in the entire movie. It was when Simon was in the cafeteria and those 2 guys were bullying him really bad, and the drama teacher comes up and schools them. And as they're walking away, she said something that was like, I'm gonna sell it so I can get my tubes tied. Oh my god. It was so good. Also, can we talk about the soundtrack? Oh my gosh. I actually only knew 1 song from the soundtrack, and it's that 1975 one. So it's awesome because all the songs now in the soundtrack are gonna only remind me of this film. Man, Roller Coasters and Wild Heart by the Bleachers. Oh my god. As soon as I got home after that first time I watched it, I immediately downloaded them and just played them on repeat. They're actually still on repeat along with the entire soundtrack now. And a fun fact, in case you guys didn't know, I was on Amazon ordering the book the other day, and I noticed that they had a Love, Simon soundtrack vinyl coming out, I think today. I've never been more stoked for anything else to come in the mail in my entire life, so I thought I'd bring that up in case you're someone who also has a record player and wants to own this vinyl, because man, it is the best soundtrack ever. So the last thing that I want to talk about are these specific scenes that would have never happened in any other gay movie. So to talk about that one scene again, where those 2 bullies were making fun of Simon and Ethan in the cafeteria, and the drama teacher comes along and interferes, shuts them down, gets them suspended, and the principal deals with them and makes them apologize to them. Okay, that would have never ever happened in an existing gay film. Ever. Nope, just wouldn't happen. The existing movies would have just let it slide. They would have let the bullying happen and made the person have to deal with all the hardships that followed. Instead, this movie had higher-ups in schools, 2 higher-ups, the drama teacher and the vice principal, shut them down, suspend them, talk to them about it, so it shows people who are still in school that there are people looking out for them. The other really notable part was when Simon and Ethan were sitting next to each other just outside of the vice principal's office. Ethan was talking about how they're very different in physical styles and interests and everything, and that just proved and broke the stereotype that all gay people are the same. They're not. Then there's that part where Simon and Ethan were in the vice principal's office and they're getting apologized to, and they completely bust that stereotype where if there's 2 gays that they're automatically dating. Doesn't work that way. There was also that one part in the very beginning when Simon first got blackmailed, and what's his face was like, oh, you should meet my brother, and Simon's like, no, doesn't work that way. Anyway, that's everything I want to talk about. I knew I had to make a video about this because I cannot let the movie flop in theaters. Nothing in this video was sponsored at all. I genuinely just want you guys to go see the film. It's so good no matter what you identify as. Even if you're straight, this movie has something for everyone. It's such a feel-good coming-of-age story that everyone can relate to. I also feel so alive and empowered every time I watch the film, so I hope it gives you that feeling as well, where you'll leave the theater and not know what to do with yourself. Comment down below and let me know anything you want to say about the film, whether it was your favorite part, the part that made you cry the most, the part that related to your own personal story the most. Anything you want to say, comment down below. I'll be responding to all the comments down there, so I look forward to seeing them. If you're a fresh face to my videos, hi, I'm Tanya, and I'd love for you to subscribe, so please do that down there as well. My social media links are down there too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later this week with a brand new video. Bye!